Take two tracks and call us in the morning. It's the Spin Doctors. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Rick Storer, joined as always by my co-host, the incomparable, the ineligible. I'm not sure what these words mean. I just like to use them because they make me sound like I know what I'm talking about. Nick Malizia. Hi, Nick.
Hey there. Ho there. Man, we're coming in hot right now. I like it. Shit.
I didn't want to waste anybody's time.
I love it. Rather than just landing the plane, let's just jump out mid-flight. Let's just go. We all got parachutes. Let's get going.
That's actually not a bad idea. There should be an airline that caters to thrill seekers where you just, wherever you're traveling to, at 30,000 feet, they just go, okay, you have a parachute under your seat, put it on and get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. Beat traffic.
And then they just drop your suitcases out they just
exactly
like Dave Matthews Band dumping out their waste over a boat in a river.
And if you're really good, if you've taken this flight plenty of times, you are able to catch your luggage while you're falling through the sky. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
You have to get the rolling luggage so that you can ride it down. Like you land on it and skateboard. You do a sweet grind on a rail from 30,000 feet.
Just the
pretty sick.
That refused to give their bags to just was like, I'm gonna hold my bags, and just has bags between the legs, both arms, just holding one with the mouth, just falling. It's like, my parachute.
Somebody pull it for me. We have a guest. Wow, I my voice cracked a little bit there.
A little bit. You're nervous. It's okay.
I'm so nervous. We've got a beautiful, wonderful guest for the show today. Are you ready? Are you ready, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready, Nick?
As I drink my water.
Oh, you got a little crack too. Oh, we're twinsies. I would like to bring to the show this week's guest. As we do every week, we have a guest to talk about an album that is near and dear to their heart. And our guest this week is comedian Mike Wooten. Hi, Mike.
Yo, yo, what's poppin', guys?
Yeah.
I was always more of a Healy guy, but
Okay, I had this conversation with somebody. I had this conversation with somebody not that long ago. Do you remember soaps?
I was thinking about. I was in my head. I was like, do I want to say Heelys or do I want to say soap shoes? It might be too deep of a cut for the soap shoes. Let's go Healy route. And I dropped the ball, man. I should have gone with my heart's true.
Oh my God.
my gut reaction. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Nick, do you remember soaps?
No, I don't remember this.
Soap shoes were shoes that had, so people used to use literal bars of soap to make the middle of their shoes slick and lubricated so that you could run up to a rail and grind on it with your feet. So you would slide on your
Extremely
soap.
90s. It's one of the most 90 things.
Yeah. Okay, this is ringing a bell a little bit.
It was like extreme walking. It was like parkour before parkour.
Yeah.
Extreme walking. We used to have regular walking, but fuck that shit.
It's like walking, but you spell it with a Z somewhere.
Yeah.
And so they started manufacturing shoes that had rubber pieces of the sole.
It was like plastic, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like smooth plastic or some shit.
I don't know. I'm not a fucking manufacturing scientist. It was some sort of fucking clear material, Mike. I don't know. It was.
They're not a sponsor. They're not a sponsor of the podcast. Soap shoes from 1994. Yeah.
No, we're a Heelys show. In this house, we have Heelys. We believe love is love.
Get those soaps out of here.
Throw in your Genko jeans and grab your soap shoes, and we're out here doing it. Yeah.
The 90s were truly a wild time for everything.
Oh yeah,
they're kind of back in style, 90s stuff. There's a hipstery ass thrift store near my house, and they have such sick shirt. I saw a Toby Keith shirt there from some tour, and it says, "I love this bar in the front." I bought that shit immediately because it was in my size. I saw Ricky Martin, 1999 Ricky Martin live tour shirt.
Man.
Bought that one as well.
Was anybody bigger than Ricky Martin in the 90s? Livin' La Vida Loca was everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So I recently just got an NSYNC shirt. So I'm saying
man.
Yeah.
This
now you're barking up
amazing.
Nick's alley.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. The 90s really were a crazy time, yeah. I mean, Ricky Martin, he was soap shoeing his way into lots of pussy back in the 90s. And,
pussy he didn't end up even wanting.
Yeah.
It's just this is awful.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of 90s fashion was probably the pants. Like, you either had Jinkos, or do you remember in the late 90s when, like, those strap pants came in?
Yeah, trip pants.
Trip pants, that's what they were called.
All the goth kids would wear those.
Yeah. Well, I hung out with the
I had one
Juggalos,
pair.
so that's what that was. Just the same thing.
The 90s never really left for the Juggalos. I feel like they're still living in 1997, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think Faygo was invented in the 90s. It was first discovered, actually. Faygo was not invented. It was just, it's a naturally recurring resource. Like, they mine it out of the ground.
Yeah, and Shaggy 2 Dope. Yeah.
Yeah, you just milk a clown and Faygo comes out. I am a recovering Juggalo.
Really? Were you legitimately enjoyed their music? That's not
I
a
did.
joke?
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
I had like
I finally
every
met
album.
one.
Yeah,
There's
I was
like
a Juggalo
75
rapper.
albums though.
Yeah.
There's like they have so many albums, and they're still like making music too, right? They're still out there in the cut.
Yep. Juggalo Fest every
What a
year.
time to be alive.
COVID or no COVID.
They started off with like we're 6 minutes into the podcast already getting into Juggalo talk. This is awesome.
this is
That's
how
the
we
album
do
that I
stuff.
picked for today. Is a Juggalo? What was that? Twisted or something? That was part of. Are
That's
they
another
Juggalo
one.
adjacent?
Twisted was another
Yeah.
group. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've brought.
I remember the
Carnival
kids
of
by the
Carnage.
amphitheater in my high school. Yeah.
Oh my god. I see. I was born in 1989, so the 90s was mostly me as like a kid.
Yeah.
So
I thought you
a
were
lot
just
of what
going
I
to
was
say the
wearing,
90s was mostly me. Just like when people think 90s, they think me.
Rick Store, obviously synonymous.
I peaked in '95, and it's been a constant downhill ever since.
Yeah, honestly,
when the ball
not
dropped,
wrong.
when the ball dropped on New Year's Eve in 1999, it was just been downhill ever since.
Yeah, the ball dropped, and then my balls dropped, and then everything was bad. It was a very unfortunate series of events. I mostly wore. I actually found a picture of myself from God knows how long ago, but I'm at the San Diego Zoo, and I'm wearing like every color known to man. Like my pants, one half of the pants is pink and the other half is like green, and then my shirt has like I'm like Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor onesie. Like, it's so bad.
You were dressed like how they thought people would dress in Back to the Future 2.
Exactly.
Except that was just your actual life.
It's so funny, the depictions of future clothing never come true.
No.
Like, no one has
Yeah.
ever been like ever able to accurately predict what future clothing is going to look like.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely. I feel like it's just a constant cycle of just things coming back into style.
I was going to say
Yeah.
that, yep.
Slightly tweaked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in 2034, there's going to be shutter shades back, and
Yep.
we're going to be
Oh man.
rocking the Kanye bow ties and stuff like that.
Yes,
Cardigans,
please.
cardigan sweaters. That was big for.
Cardigans never went anywhere. Don't you be mistaken. They've always been here, just waiting for our time to come back into the sun.
Yeah,
The
don't-
elbow pads on the the elbow pads on the thing.
Yeah, you can't talk bad about cardigans around Nick. His dad is half cardigan.
Don't use that hard in at the end of cardigan too. So. I never was a cardigan guy. I was emo as hell when I was
Yeah.
Fun.
all the way through high school. I had swoopy hair. I was thin back then. This was before I discovered craft beer, so
Right.
I was young and hot.
Man, as I've always been a fat person. Like, I've always been overweight. I guess I was like probably like slim when I was 4. But that doesn't really count.
I'm just appropriating fat culture. I'm sorry.
I'll give you a pass on this one.
I was not born into it.
No, it's okay, guys. I got a fat
I'm a
friend.
poser.
We're cool. He said I can. He said,
You have made Doritos your ally. I was born in the calories.
I was born in the nacho cheese.
Molded by it.
Because that is, yeah. I do picture when you were born, it's just like a mold of you, and it just poured nacho cheese from the movie theater, and then just like cemented, and all of a sudden you came out just smoking bongs and
Yeah,
Eat a
it
desk
looked
with
like
people.
Han Solo frozen in carbonite. Like, that's what the mold looks like, except it's me with like a bong in one hand and a
Exactly.
taco in the other.
And like you're like confused, being like, I don't know which one to do first.
What happened? I look like Fry from Futurama, frozen in the cryo chamber.
So you were emo kid in high school?
Absolutely, yeah. I was in like hardcore bands and stuff like that.
Yes.
I had long swoopy hair. I also went to like a very like weirdly strict school district where they had like very strict dress codes. So everybody in my high school would have like as long as hair as they could that would not go past their earlobes kind of thing. So we tried like I remember my senior year of high school, I got dress coded a couple times because like they would make you go get haircuts, and so it was they would definitely you couldn't have any unnaturally occurring hair colors, no rips in your jeans, that kind of stuff. It was like
I forgot that you went to school in North Korea. I did forget that about you.
Clovis, California, North Korea. They're all relatively similar. Yeah.
Jesus, that is insane to me.
Yeah, they had super strict dress code. It's weird. It's very very conservative city. Clovis is.
It wasn't like a private school. It was just like a public.
No, public school. Public school.
Damn.
That's so. Whenever we'd go to like the hardcore shows and like the emo shows and stuff like that, you'd always know which kids went to like Fresno High and which kids were to like Clovis schools because all the Fresno kids would have really long hair.
Yeah.
All the Clovis kids would have like trying their hardest to have as long as possible without going past that. I think the dress code was like your hair couldn't touch a collar on a shirt if you were wearing a collared shirt, kind of thing.
Okay.
And then it couldn't be past your earlobes on the sides. So
if you had like a really long neck and really low ears, you could get away with some fucking killer hairdos.
Yeah. If you looked like that, you need the swoopy hair to cover your fucking ugly face.
I'm sorry, your student, your son rather. They wouldn't call a parent and then refer to their kid as your student. They call the parent, they're like, life. Your son has 2 foot long hair, and the parent's like, yeah, but his ears are on his fucking shoulders. Like, it's fine. It doesn't go down that far.
I remember I got called in one time to go to like the discipline center that they had there.
The discipline center, right? Yeah.
The gulag, yeah, whatever the gulag. And basically, they would say like, so you're getting written up for breaking dress code. Call your parent right now to let us talk to your parent, kind of thing. So I just called my track phone, like Nokia brick that I had in my pocket. And I was like, oh, they didn't answer. Do you want to leave a voice message? So they like called. The lady like talked about how I need to get a haircut by this date, otherwise I'd be like detention or whatever it was. Jeez. And then I walked out, deleted the voicemail, and then went about my life.
Boom. I love it.
I like how like long hair. It's not even that big a deal. Like who
cares?
You probably didn't even really want long hair like that much. It was the fact that they wouldn't let you have it.
100%. Yeah, most like so. My friend Tim, whose house I am currently at, using his microphone and equipment. He the second he graduated, he grew his hair as long as possible.
Really?
So it was like down his back.
Yeah.
Just to like be like, I can finally do this. You know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of kids would do that kind of stuff too. Like once you finally graduate, just grow your hair out as long as possible.
And then immediately cut it when you find out how unmanageable it is.
Yeah, kind of like when you beat cancer,
right?
And you can finally like grow your hair back out. You're like, how long can I get it? Just because I couldn't have it for so long.
Yeah, school is a lot like cancer. I'm glad we're on the same page about that.
Yeah, so very difficult to be emo when you're going to the schools with the strict dress codes like that. But we somehow managed to do it anyway.
At least you didn't have a uniform, right? There was no uniform.
No uniform. Yeah, no.
That
uniform.
has always.
Wow.
I mean, like I don't want to say that I see why they do it because it sucks, but like I guess I kind of see why they do it because they don't want people to. Why do they do it?
Individuality.
Yeah, is it like a gang thing or is it like we don't want?
I have no idea.
Gang.
Yeah,
it's just kind of getting them like assimilated to like, hey, eventually you're gonna have a job where you have to wear a suit and tie to the office every day, so get used to like getting your like I don't really know. I guess it's kind of like when you wake up, put on this to get you like in the mode to go to school. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what the science is behind it.
I've always thought that school is just to prepare you to work. Like it's not school isn't there to teach you things and like make you a knowledgeable person and smart and good at things. It's just there to like train you to be like you have to get up at this time, you have to be at this place at this time, you have to do everything that you're told. And then you can go home and talk to your friends.
And then we became comics that sleep until 3 p.m. every day.
Yeah.
And stay up till 8 in the morning. Yeah. So it was all for nothing. Take that. Take that, Clovis East High School.
That is the best part of comedy for sure.
Is sleeping until 4?
Is not having to get up. Like, the only times you have to get up are like if you have to do, like, I've had to do like a radio show in the morning, and so you have to get up at like fucking 5:30 or 6 to get out there and do that. But besides that, it's, you know, wake up 15 minutes before your show and roll into the venue.
Still smelling like bong and Doritos or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just because that's what I have in my pockets at all times.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Like, guess what's in my pocket? You're like, well, it's pretty easy if you're Rick Store.
Just a full bong sticking out of it, like not even hidden.
Like Mary Poppins. It's like, how does he have a 4-foot bong inside of his left pocket?
And can I get a hit off of it?
That would ruin my entire month if I had to smoke out of a bong. That would, I'm not a weed guy whatsoever. That is not. That's panic inducing.
Yeah.
That makes me want to reconsider. It makes me just think of like weird parts of my childhood. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to forget these things. That's why I like blacking out when I'm drunk, so I don't have to.
So you don't have to remember things. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to experience life.
No, I'm trying
to forget
mask
it,
my feelings. Like,
did you not hear me say I was emo in high school?
I'm just trying to get through this thing with having to experience as little of it as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah. Did you ever smoke weed, or has it always just been like not your thing?
I've done it like a couple times. It's not fun. Yeah. It's every single time. I always think like this time it'll be different.
Right. Yeah.
And then I do it. I'm just like, oh, I'm like having weird flashbacks of like my grandparents' house when I was 7 years old.
Oh no.
It's like, yeah, or it's like, remember the time in first grade when you threw that kid's coat into the water puddle? That was a dick move. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Did you care about it? The weird things like that. It's not fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
Damn. See, I have that all the time, no matter what. Like, I wake up and I'm not high, and I'm like, "Fuck!" Remember that thing? Remember that time that you that kid brought muffins to school, and then you spilled the soda that he also brought all over them before anybody could have any?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just kind of like some people like jazz, some people like rock and roll. Mm-hmm. So it's some people like alcohol.
Weed is a lot like jazz.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something there, bud.
That's why they call it a jazz cigarette.
Smoking the jazz cigarettes, listening to Herbie Hancock and
Bayside
Blues.
Wow, man, I'm still like blown away at like strict dress codes. This is the first time that it's been like a man who had to deal with the badness of a dress code. Usually it's like all dress code things fall on women. It's like this can only be this short.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You know, you can only have this wide of a strap.
They had crazy rules for them too that I obviously just didn't pay attention to because I wasn't trying to wear spaghetti straps or whatever.
Yeah.
But I know that now that school district they're like being forced to be more like accepting of other people's fashion choices. Because I know it was like there was some like newspaper thing that I saw when I was doom scrolling through my Facebook feed. That was like a bunch of like boys are starting to wear like dresses to school just to like fight the dress code kind of thing. Nice. Yeah, so I mean, hey, if
have
they
you
can make
seen
more
that like bald Scottish dude or whatever who wears skirts
and he rocks the
like,
heels?
Yeah, and the heels and stuff all the time, and he just goes home. He's got like a family and everything. He's just like fighting against the gender stereotypes. It's the most intimidating shit in the world, dude.
If you like it, you like it. I mean,
but it's like
do it.
He's like ripped as hell. Like he's like Mr. Clean in heels, and so like he's coming at you, and from like the top up, I'm intimidated and scared, and then from like waist down, I kind of have a boner. Like he's got nice legs in those heels; they work for everybody. And his butt looks good in the skirt.
Just sprinting towards you.
Yeah, and he probably can like really walk
yeah.
well in the heels too, so he would just be able to like.
I bet his calves are like rocks because of that. You know
totally.
What I mean? Have to always walk around in heels all day. Yeah.
From the pictures, they certainly are like.
I feel like if you heard him running, like after you'd be like, wait, is a horse chasing me right now? And then you just like look back. It's like, oh no, it's the dress man.
It's worse. The dress man.
Way worse.
It sounds like a Batman villain.
Like the Babadook.
Dress man. And he's out running horses.
Yeah, he's just racing them in the fucking fields, just like the dust coming up from his heels as they click and clack on the ground.
A lot of cobblestone for some reason is happening when he's chasing me too. We're on a cobblestone walkway and he's chasing me.
And the horses. Oh, maybe you're doing like the running of the bulls with him.
And
he's
God.
one of the bulls.
Yeah, the bulls are
cities?
running away from him.
Yeah.
What cities do you guys live in where there's that much cobblestone? I don't think I've seen cobblestone in 20 years.
Yeah, no, I live in 1820s London.
In Venice? Like, I live in Venice right now, actually.
Yeah, no, I live in the year 1612. That's where I live. Everything is cobblestone. It's cobblestone as far as the eye can see. Mm-hmm. My grandmother's cobblestone.
So you can say that word.
Yeah, it runs in the family. We're going to go ahead and take the first break of the show. And when we come back, we're going to find out what album Mike has brought for us to talk about when we return on Spin Doctors.
Yeah, you guys are up in near Slow, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Why the fuck did you even play?
What was that?
Rick likes to fight with his whoever's in the house, and it usually gets picked up on the audio, and it's hilarious.
Shut up, Mom. I'm doing a podcast.
I don't care if you were in the Eric Andre movie, Mom. I need you to be quiet right now, okay?
I saw that, too. It was funny because I watched that movie, and then, like, I have a shitty attention span, so I'm also on social media while I'm watching the movie, and I saw your post about that. I'm like, no shit. And then, like, maybe legit, like, 4 minutes later, I'm like, oh, hey, there it was. Hey,
yeah. It's, I'm pretty famous.
My girlfriend at the time.
It would have been funnier if I didn't know, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Is that Rick's store?
The fuck?
I was watching it with my girlfriend at the time, and the scene came up, and she's like, oh my God, is that Rick? And I was like, that is so rude. Just because you see a fat man with nacho cheese around his mouth, it doesn't mean, oh shit, it is Rick. Okay.
Oh, damn.
No,
it's just a different homeless-looking white man.
You killed your role, though, man.
Thanks, dude. Yeah.
Concerned onlooker.
Yeah. We had to take it 3 times because, we're back.
It was too believable. Was it too believable the first time? It was like, please, sir, like it's almost like you are seeing Tiffany Haddish right now. Like, please tone that down.
No, see, the problem is that, my mom didn't know that we were doing that. Like, she was legitimately unaware of what was going on. I just like
what is happening right now?
No, because that's what she should have done. But this bitch has worked at the Atascadero State Hospital with sexually violent predators and crazy people for 27 fucking years. So somebody flipping her off out of a car is just water off a duck's back. It didn't faze her at all.
Just another day.
She just waved. She just smiled and waved at them, and I was like, "Mom, no." Fuck, because I know what's going on.
What were they doing? What were they doing? It's like a car with like a door off, right?
So in the movie, what it is Tiffany Haddish has stolen a cop car, and it's like has no door on it, and she like leans out and she flips off the traffic that she's driving in.
Gotcha.
But when we filmed it, it was like somebody driving a regular car, and then in the back seat was Eric Andre and the camera person. And so Eric was the one like fucking with us and like, flipping us off and everything, and the camera person was doing takes of it. But my mom doesn't know who Eric Andre is and has no idea what's going on and didn't really see the camera. So she just thinks that some rando is flipping her off from out of a car. And so she just
she's like, I was probably
waves.
driving like shit anyway.
I was driving.
Oh, you're just like, yeah, my son deserves this.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I know. I can't do anything about it.
I too wish she would drive better.
Oh shit!
But so like that was the first take, and so like as soon as she starts waving, Eric's like, no, like no, what the fuck? And he looks back in, and they're texting me in the car, like, tell her to do this, tell her to actually.
Great.
And so I had to like direct her into what to do, and then still kind of look over and be like, "What is going on over there?"
Yeah.
And so we had to like
the
drive.
Movie magic's now ruined.
Yeah, sorry to burst. They didn't make me sign an NDA or anything, so I can tell all the tales. Eric Andre showed me his penis. after I asked very nicely. I think I'm actually one of the few people who has worked with Eric Andre who hasn't seen his penis.
You should be concerned if you weren't Me Too'd, actually.
I know, right? Like, this is like the kid at church who didn't get molested. He's like, "What's wrong with me?" We're like, everybody.
We're like, me next.
Hashtag Me Too ? Me too, please. Por favor.
For the Lord. Mike, what album did you bring us?
Oh, so one of my favorite musicians of all time, Jeff Rosenstock. We will be checking out his album Worry, which is his second full-length album.
Interesting.
Released in 2016. Jeff Rosenstock Worry. That's a fantastic album that I think more people should check out.
I had never heard of Jeff Rosenstock at all before.
Me neither. I'm lost right now. Give me some background info on this guy.
So, so he used to be, and he was in a couple different bands. Probably the biggest band he was in was called Bomb the Music Industry.
Okay.
Just some punk rock, a little bit of ska influence there too. And they were a band for years. They eventually broke up, and when you listen to punk rock, a lot of it's like teen angst, like this girl doesn't like me back, so I'm gonna write a punk rock song about it, like Blink-182, that kind of stuff too. This is more like adult angst because the band broke up, and he's like, "This is all I've ever done in my entire life, so I don't know what to do now."
Yeah.
So he's like, "I guess I'm just gonna." So huge depression about like where like all of his friends have like kids and houses, and he's like, all I did was just be in a band. So like I don't know what to do at this point in my life now. So
I can feel that so hard because I do comedy, and I have so many friends that, you know, are married, and I have friends that have like quit comedy because they have kids, and like you know, I've watched it happen, and here I am watching their lives go on, and them get, you know, what people consider like, oh, this is a successful life, what you're supposed to do, and I'm like, I'm doing comedy, I guess.
Oh wow, Rick, you're still doing the comedy thing. Wow. Oh, good for you, man. Wow, but you're just kind of just going along. Just keep trucking, man.
Dude, I posted on Facebook the other day, and somebody commented on my post, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is why your shows are empty." And I was like, I have no idea who this is. Like, I was like, how do you know? Like, yeah, but you know who I am, and I don't know who the fuck you are. Like, what does that say? That, you know, I don't. And he's like, "Oh, I'd like to keep it that way." And I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Dude, you made it. You got trolls. I
got haters, man.
You walking over that bridge and them trolls snagging at those little billy goats.
I was like, okay, Donnie Pemberton, which is his real fucking
you know
name.
Donnie too? You know Donnie? Yeah, he's a good guy, actually. That's just my dummy account that I use for trolling.
Yeah, everything in your mannerisms changed as soon as I said that name. You're like, oh yeah, yeah, fucking Donnie.
Classic Donnie.
Yep. Always posting his Q garbage.
Classic. That's what you get for accepting every friend request.
It wasn't even a friend. It was just that's how random it was. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, how did you even find me?
Yeah.
This doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah,
I followed the nacho cheese.
Instead of breadcrumbs, it's chip dust.
Oh,
I don't even eat chips. Like, what the fuck? I literally don't eat chips.
That's way more accurate for me, man. It's just
that was your joke. We just ran with it.
I know. It sucks. Like I'm like a skinny person stuck in a fat person's body. Like it's horrible and it's painful because I don't fucking eat enough for this shit, man. Like, I'm not going crazy on chips and junk food all the time. This is like built on like 3 tacos a day. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I'm doing something wrong. I'm gonna have to blame genetics. Because I
will not accept any responsibility for it. How can I shift this blame, huh?
Oh my
Thanks,
God.
Mom, for the genes, huh?
Yeah. I always hated Mom Jeans. Actually, I really like that band. It's a great band. Speaking of bands,
that's my buddy's band. Yeah, that's my buddy's band. My buddy Bart's in that band.
Really?
He went to high school with me. Same
No
dress
shit.
code, everything. Yeah, he plays guitar in Mom Jeans. Yeah, that's a very funny you would reference that band.
Oh, wow, I didn't. Okay, all right.
Multiverse as we speak right
Small
now.
world, man.
Yeah,
Small world.
yeah, we'll talk about this after the show for sure.
Yeah.
So this what is it about this album? Okay, so there's a couple of questions. The obvious
go for
they happen every time. First question: When did you first hear Jeff Rosenstock?
The first time I ever learned of his existence was there's a band called AJJ, Andrew Jackson Jihad. They were playing a show.
That is hilarious.
And well, yeah, that's the name. They're another like kind of punk rock, like folk funky kind of band.
Okay.
And yeah, they're Andrew Jackson Jihad's the name of the band. They've officially changed their name to just AJJ because of the issues that people were having with
it's like a chick situation.
So, yeah. So anyway, so they were playing a show in my town, and big fan of those guys too. So I went, and Jeff Rosenstock was the opening act.
Okay.
So my first time ever hearing him was just seeing him live in concert. And I was like, oh, this is awesome! Like,
that's
kicks ass.
man, that's awesome.
Man,
Yeah.
that is great.
So and since then, I've seen him probably 8 or 9 times. He released an album this year, or actually last year. When was this? This was last year. Called No Dream. That's his most recent album's called No Dream. On April Fool's Day, he had posted about how he was going to re-record the entire album as like a ska band, like a ska album. And then on 420, he dropped the actual ska album. So yeah. So I'm gonna see him in December in LA with it's like a full ska band, him doing that album.
Oh, wow.
full, horns,
right on.
horns and stuff like that.
It's
So
always
yeah,
fun
it's
when
awesome,
when
yeah.
an artist performs a full album.
yeah.
And I always really like that experience.
Yeah, so I saw him just the natural way of just seeing him in concert and being like, this is great. I'm gonna check this out. Like, I'm gonna check this.
Yeah.
I want more. Yeah. So his first EP is called "I Look Like Shit," and I picked that one up. He also has an album called "We Cool." I listened to those two. Were the only ones that were out when I first discovered him. And then So when Worry came out, I'd already been anticipating it. Like, I want to hear this. Like, where's the new album? Where's the new album? So I was super stoked whenever it finally did drop. 2016 was a very rough year for me, probably one of the worst years of my life.
Oh, fuck.
So the album came at a great time.
You know, I think 2016 was bad for a lot of people. I think 2016.
Yeah.
What did something happen in 2016? I can't remember if there was some big political event that happened. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I can't remember. It was so long ago.
This is a very bad time to come out as a. I'm very alt-right. I'm very homophobic.
Oh God, this is Dave Chappelle's The Closer all over again.
Yeah. I'm happy to be on the podcast, but if you guys are vaccinated, I swear I will walk right now. No, but yeah, 2016 was a rough year. I went through a breakup. I had a new job lined up, and I quit my old job to get that new job, and then the new job said no.
What the
So then I was just like, oh, and now I'm unemployed. So I was going through a bunch of that stuff. So when this album came out, I was like, oh, thank you for something to take my mind off of this. And I'm a big lyric guy, and the lyrics on this album are really good too. It deals with what I said, just kind of like adult angst, like middle-age angst, 30-year-old angst.
Yeah.
So,
the album title, "I Look Like Shit," is pretty that is fully a 30-year-old's angst. Is just looking in the mirror, being like, it's literally only getting worse from here.
Especially with especially being in a punk rock band when you're 30.
Yeah.
And you're drinking 40s with kids that are probably 19. And you're just all right, this is where I'm at now. I guess my dreams didn't come true.
Oh, you don't remember 9/11, do you?
Yeah, we deserve that one, I think, actually.
Yeah, that one's our bad. You know what? The other question you've kind of already answered is, have you ever seen Jeff Rosenstock? And yes, you've seen him many times.
Yeah, probably 8 or 9 times. Bringing it back to Mom Jeans.
Yeah.
My buddy Bart, when he was still living in Fresno, he was booking shows at this tiny little record store that we had in town called Dynamite Vinyl. It no longer exists. R.I.P.
Oh,
But they had a little back room. They had a little back room that it would hold maybe 50 people, and he would just book shows there for So we saw Jeff Rosenstock there one time.
Damn.
And
wow.
Yeah, so it was sick. Yeah, so. Yeah, he's great. If you guys ever get a chance to check him out, I highly recommend seeing him live.
Do you have a favorite show that you've been to? Besides seeing him for the first time and not knowing anything about him and being, introduced to him that way? Like, is there a favorite show that you've seen?
I saw him in Santa Cruz one time at the Catalyst.
Oh, I love the Catalyst.
Yeah, one of my friends passed out from heat exhaustion, and they crowd surfed him out.
Show's got to
So
go
then
on,
afterwards,
man.
when the show was over, I went outside, and he was just like hunched over, just drinking water, like outside of the venue. I'm like, "Who's that homeless guy? Oh wait, is that Chris?"
Oh fuck! He just looks up. He's like, "Great show, right, man?"
Yeah. So. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Yeah, I saw him with Joyce Manor one time. With also AJJ was on that show too. I'm sure they're all homies. They tour a lot together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then seeing him again this next December. So hopefully that one's one for the books as well. That would be pretty cool. Wouldn't it blow if he just was awful?
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know what? After that one, no longer a fan. Actually,
Yeah. You know what? I'm turned off now. Or he just goes up and does something completely different, you know, like he's supposed to do this ska album. Yeah. He's just like, not feeling it. I'm gonna play the soundtrack to Jurassic Park.
I have a tattoo. I have a Jeff Rosenstock tattoo on my leg.
Ooh.
So I'm just like, man, I really hope he's always a chill dude.
Oh my dear God.
Yeah.
Well, at least your girlfriend knows a place to get it taken off.
yeah, fair enough.
It's like all the people with the John Gruden tattoos in the past weeks are like, oh no.
Do you think there's anybody with a John Gruden tattoo?
I would bet money there's people in fucking Tampa Bay, Florida, where after they won that first Super Bowl was like, Gruden is God. And
more like John Godin.
Is this a sports reference?
Oh, are you not a sportsman?
No. Can we keep it on punk rock, guys? That's the only thing I feel comfortable about.
It's strictly punk rock and Heelys. Or I'm sorry, soaps.
Yeah, soap shoes, yeah. Keep the topic on soap shoes, otherwise I will feel excluded.
Or QAnon theories. Either one, I am all on board with.
Gotta stick to my wheelhouse.
Hey guys, just for the record, joking. Please don't believe in Q. I shouldn't have to say that, but if something if a Shane Gillis situation arises later on in my career,
this is how you will never get on SNL.
Oh man.
I'm very sad to report. I have some breaking bad news, and that is that I'm Googling it, and I haven't been able to find anybody who has a John Gruden tattoo.
Yeah, because they've got rid of that on the internet, man.
Oh yeah, they scrubbed him from Madden 22 and Google Images.
That's the mainstream media for you guys.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man. There's a picture of it's a tattoo of John Gruden typing an email. I'm telling you, it's got to be out.
Oh man, how prescient! Like to know that so far ahead. It's like an old tattoo too. It's all faded and stuff.
Exactly.
It's like him doing an email on like an MS DOS computer. He's like C://email N-word.
Was that what happened? He had like
John Gruden was the coach for the Raiders, and then a bunch of emails were just exposed where he was using like words he shouldn't be using and other words that no one should be using.
Misogynistic.
So they fired him. Or they should have fired him. They allowed him to resign.
Let him resign, yeah.
But
gotcha. All right. Well, hey.
You know,
another great taken down by.
This is just like when they tried taking down those Confederate statues outside of my house.
Yeah, that always sucks too. Whenever like you hear the news and there'll be somebody. So I have a pretty not very common last name, and I'm just like, oh, Wooten, that's cool. And you see the photo and they're black. I'm just like, oh no. Some unchill stuff probably happened like a couple hundred years ago. Dang, that sucks.
Yeah, the only other Wooten I can think of is Victor Wooten.
Victor Wooten, yep. Sorry, bro. Sorry for whatever great grandpa did. Yeah, that's pretty unchill.
It's pretty unchill. Very not Cash Money.
Yeah, the opposite of swag. That's
gauze.
That is not very whoop whoop. What did the Juggalos say?
Yes, thank you. Finally speaking my vernacular. That does not make me feel like a ninja. Okay, at this point, we're going to take the second break of the show. When we come back, we're going to get into this album right now on Spin Doctors. We're back. Welcome back to the show. It is that time. It is time to talk about these songs. Talk about the memories, the feelings, how we think about the things that are talked about in the music. The album this week is Jeff Rosenstock's Worry, period. Which is a very Kendrick Lamar vibe to give.
Yeah, damn.
All caps, too.
All caps with a period at the end. Really got to respect that. All right, so let's just get into it. The first track off of here. Anything to say before we get into it, Mike?
No. I mean, like I said, I'm a big lyric guy, and like it's kind of a theme with a lot of Jeff Rosenstock albums. Is like the first track is kind of him just being like, hey, like, still doing this, still making music, even though, like, still being a DIY, like, punk rock dude, even though, like, you know what I mean? I don't just play the song.
All right, this is We Begged to Explode.
Someone's gonna bleed and dribble trails in the snow. Stretch into the bus.
Does he have like a full band, or does he play like these by himself in the studio?
No, he has a full band
cool.
that like tours with him. Yeah, the same dudes.
I've always thought that it would be weird to be in a band that's named after one of the dudes in the band.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's what you like that's kind of how he started though. Is just like, well, the band broke up. I guess I'm just gonna do this on my own. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So yeah, this part right here, like what he's talking about is just like kind of what we already touched on, where he's saying like, hey, we're finally 30. All of our friends, they're getting married, they're having babies, they're going through divorces, and we're just still on the road, still touring. Just like what we've always done. Not much has changed for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally understand that. There's a there's a band called Local News Legend, and they have a song called Get the Fuck Outta Here that is very like. One of the lyrics in it is, at times I can see myself successful with a spouse, a pet, and like a white picket fence. Like at times you can see yourself going into that, you know, classic American dream. And then other times you feel like the lyric is, me, Max, and April are going to tour the world until we're unable, until it's painful. Like, you know, on the one hand, there's that, you know, I feel like I should settle down and live this kind of life. But on the other hand, if you're the type of person who thrives on, you know, the travel and that lifestyle, there's a real dichotomy there. And it's difficult to bridge the gap.
He says that in this song too, like he's talking about how like kind of what we were saying, like you said you have friends that like quit comedy because they finally like got their life together or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's talking about
together
how, like,
in heavy air quotes.
yeah, but heavy air quotes got their life together, but it's like, yeah, you guys used to be in the scene and now you're like talking down at us because we're still doing it.
Yeah.
Like you quit, like we weren't the ones that quit. You know what I mean? So yeah, he says, stop sneering at our joy like it's a careless mistake. You fuckheads complain because you like to complain. So it's like, damn, all right.
Yeah.
Like, like you're just finding something to, like Donnie Pendleton is complaining just because you're a hater. Like, you know what I mean?
And it's partially, you know, it's got to be jealousy too of like, you know, there's a certain freedom and romanticism of this lifestyle, and then to somebody who is, you know, for all intents and purposes tied down to a place, it must be difficult to watch somebody running around,
live out their dreams.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing what they wish they could be doing, but instead they're working like an office job or whatever.
Very adult angst.
Yeah, this is like the album right before this. The opening track is more like pessimistic about still touring, still doing shows, this and that. This song, the opening track, this is more like at peace with it. Like, yeah, and I'm fine with. So I mean, it's showing some personal growth.
Right.
Being like,
he went through Dabda in the meantime.
yeah. But I'm more at peace with what I'm doing. I've made my decision, and I'm still gonna keep doing it because, and you can relate that to anything if you're passionate about it, whether it's music, comedy, whatever it is that you're passionate about. Like, I mean, quote unquote, like what is like quote unquote like making it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do have a line for that. Not like a line, but I know where I will have made it when I get to go on Hot Ones. That is success to me. that is the epitome of success, is being on Hot Ones with Sean Evans. Sean Evans fucking hit me up. I will no pun intended, torch that fucking show. I love hot sauce.
This is just your way of getting free wings.
Also, I love chicken wings.
Oh,
This house may not have been built on a foundation of ice cream, but boy, are there some chicken bones in the basement.
Yeah, my sister, she was in Chicago one time, and she went to I'm gonna embarrass myself talking about sports, but is it the White Sox? That's Chicago, right? The White Sox are Chicago. Okay, so she's like, "Hey, is this that chicken guy you watch?" And it was Sean Evans throwing out like the first pitch, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it is. That's cool. it is the chicken guy.
It is the chicken guy. It's just the giant chicken from Family Guy."
and Colonel Sanders and Summer crying, being like, "I was the chicken guy at one point."
Well, the chicken guy title is kind of like the title of the Dread Pirate Roberts from Princess Bride. It's just passed on from person to person. How's that for a reference, you motherfuckers?
Ba-boom.
Oh, it's a good one. You should watch it. You know, it's one of those 80s movies that is a rite of passage. But you have to be careful, how you watch it, because since it's so old, it's like kind of abrasive, and if you're not careful, you might get a pash rash.
That's that. Hey, nice segue.
That's why they pay me the big bucks, man. This has a vibe of him just like singing in his shower. Oh, not anymore.
Yeah. And this is, like I said, kind of the same vibe of like, I'm fine with doing what I'm doing now. Like this one, he even says the opening line for this track. He's like, I've been doing this for half my life.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for half my years, mouthing off in bars, trading shame for self-respect. So it's like, yeah, man, that's very similar to comedy.
Yeah. Bro. I relate to that. I mean, it obviously hasn't been half my life, but it's been like a fifth of it.
Yeah.
Or a handle.
Yeah. Trading shame for self-respect. How many like empty shows have we done? How many like bombs have we had? And then it's like, like, yeah.
This past. So this is like the first episode that we've recorded since I got back from a huge long trip. I drove out to Florida with my buddy. I have a friend who's active duty military, and he got restationed in Florida. And so we drove out together, and then he flew me back. And so on the way, we were doing shows in all the different cities that we went through.
Nice.
And we stopped in Austin, and we did a show in Austin, and I bombed. It was so bad. I didn't have a chance. The whole show was set up to be like, comedians would go up and do 2 minutes, and then after 2 minutes, you could then be like heckled, or like people could like talk to you.
Oh man. They're encouraging heckling? Why would you do that?
I don't know. Austin is the city of themed mics. Like, there's very few of the shows in Austin are a straightforward like comedy show because of all the comics moving there, and like the fact that Joe Rogan's there and Tony Hinchcliffe is there. There won't even be shows on Mondays because that's when Kill Tony is, and everybody's just gonna go to Kill Tony.
Gotcha. Can't the theme just be good jokes?
Oh, like, I wish that were the theme. We seem to have an opposite theme at most of the mics that I was at. But that heckle mic, I walk up on stage, And I went up at the end of the night when everybody was drunk as fuck, and like it had been getting rowdier and rowdier, and people were getting less and less time without heckling on stage because people would just chime in immediately. And so I go up on stage and I grab the microphone, and the first thing that happens is the cable falls out of it.
Oh,
That's
classic.
the first thing that happens, and it falls on the ground, and I didn't notice it immediately. And so I go to talk into it, and no sound happens, and then that is free reign. That like all bets are off. Like it was just a wall of. It was like somebody turned on an amplifier and played a power chord. It was like wah, like of just like mad heckling. Like there's no fucking
like
cable
immediately.
in there.
Yeah, in one move, they immediately lost any respect they were about to have for you.
Exactly.
And like, yeah,
And there was nothing I could do. I literally,
really,
I just set the microphone on the ground. Like there was nothing I could do. I just like put it down. I was like, I don't care. Then I started like trying to talk to them, and they didn't want it at all. And I was like, goodbye. And I just put the microphone on, and I just walked off the stage. And I was so like mad at how unfair and bad that was that I was just walking through Austin, kicking bird scooters over, just like taking out aggression. I was like, fuck Lime, fuck bird scooter, fuck city bike. Like I hated everything. And some guy, like he was standing next to one, and he goes, "Oh, you missed this one." And so I turned around and I went over to like kick it over, and he grabs it and he's like, "No, no, no." And I was like, "I don't care. I'm not here to entertain you." And I just like walked. He's like, "You already did." And I was like so mad. I was fuming for the entire night. So I guess that is a roundabout way of saying, yeah, I also feel the pash rash sometimes.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
That's the rash from being passionate. Is that what it is?
Yeah, like you nailed it. like pouring your heart into something and then just getting like kind of like fucked over by it. You know what I mean? So
fucking smart man, me. Wow,
Smart boy.
Wow. All right, track 3. I'm feeling really good now. I'm understanding Jeff Rosenstock like on a cellular level.
Yeah, track 3, festival song. This is like kind of changing it up a little bit. This is more about how like how these huge corporations that don't give a fuck about art are the ones throwing on these festivals for people to like perform at. And it's like, you don't care about that. Like, especially for someone who's like been a DIY, a
DUI artist, aka a comedian.
A DIY artist where it's like, yeah, you guys don't care. You're just trying to get people to come pay $500. So, and we're all suckers for it because we want to see artists that we love. So we'll pay the fucking $150 ticket plus service fees to go see an artist that we care about. That's why people pay $500 to go to Coachella. You know what I mean? It's like, they don't care.
Yeah.
So, and it's all people there just to take photos to post for other people to see that they went.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, just to be like, I was here.
Yeah. And that's what this one's kind of about.
Yeah. This is festival song.
Okay, this is a festival song though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the idea, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
Opening lines to this song, he says, it's like ridiculous that I'm a willing participant to be a part of this too. He's like, oh, I'd love to play Coachella. I'd love to play like these festivals. Even though like you're sucking like all the art out of like the thing that I've created. You know what
I mean? Have you seen him play this song live?
Yeah.
Does everything like go nuts when this is played?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this one's a pretty good one, especially like with like the chanting and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems like a big sing-along song.
Yeah. This chorus is good too. He says, they wouldn't be your friend if you weren't worth something. Like, they would not give one fuck about you if you weren't going to draw a crowd. Same thing with comedy too, where it's like, yeah, like, if you're not gonna, like, benefit these people in any way. There's so many shows that I've tried to, like put on. So here's one thing. Okay, I'm gonna rant for a little bit, but we have in Fresno, California, we have a whole brewery district where it's all these breweries that all are within like walking distance of each other. You can go there, you can have like multiple like nice fancy beers, and one of my favorite brewery, hands down my favorite brewery in the area is Tioga Sequoia. Love them to death. But I met with them one time to say like, hey, would it be okay if would you guys be interested in putting on a comedy show? You have like this little side room here that would be perfect for it. Seats maybe 50 people maybe, that'd be perfect, that kind of thing. And the guy said, yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a good idea. Like we'll take the risk as long as you guys like keep it clean. And I was like, you're a brewery though. Like you sell alcohol.
Clean. It's yeah.
And they said like, well, we want this to always be a place that we can like people can bring their kids if they want to. And it's like, why? You sell beer. Like what is the
No.
And so I said, well, yeah, it's not gonna be a clean show. So we're out. For that reason, I am out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then 1 month later, they booked Guar. So Guar, where they dress up like monsters and have sex with inflatable like bodies on stage, and they spray the crowd with like cum and blood and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, this is insane. So this is the clean show you guys wanted. Like you guys say you're about like local arts, but you're not booking the local arts. You're getting the cash grab. You know that this show will sell well, so that's why you're doing it.
Exactly. They know that people are going to come see Guar. Like
yeah. So that drives me insane. That like drink local, support the scene, and then but not you guys though. Not unless you guys are gonna like check the boxes that we want you to check.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, yeah, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Tioga Sequoia, and I get why they're doing it, because they don't want to have people complain like that guy had a joke about this, and now I'll never be back. And it's like, I get it. You guys are trying to like play it safe, which is fine, but also it's annoying. And and it's the same thing that Jeff Rosenstock saying in this song. He's like, but I would love to do that if they came back to me and said, hey, we know we told you to F off last time, but you guys want to do it now? I'd be like, yes, 100%, absolutely.
Yes, please.
Because we're suckers. Yeah.
Yeah. We love the stage, baby. And one day we were talking about like what the definition of success is.
Yeah.
And I think that short of being on Hot Ones, if I could at least be like standing in a really nice like a penthouse, not even a penthouse, but like a nice apartment and like in a new place, and just be like staring out the window at your old apartment. I think is a good way to be successful.
I'm loving the keys on all these songs, like the organ sound that he gets. Like it's a nice little sprinkle on this fun Sunday. That's this album.
He almost has like, as weird as this sounds, he sounds like Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh yeah, like that early Ozzy vibe.
I feel like that's kind of like the punk rock thing, is that like, I'm not a very good singer, but god damn it, there we go.
Like, I'm gonna get through this song right now with all my feelings.
This one, a lot of like being on the road, stopping in like a city that you used to live in, staring at like a place you used to live and being like, dang, you know what I mean? Like thinking about just the nostalgia, that kind of...
Right. Have you seen all of these songs, do you think, live?
Probably by this point. Off this album for sure. Some of the newer ones, probably not. I don't think he's played a lot of the newer ones yet. I don't know. I guess we'll find out when I see him in a month or 2 months.
I like how different all these songs sound, too.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
Staring at the window of your old apartment, imagining the old you, like stumbling through it, like they like basically getting priced out of your own city, like like you know what I mean, like hey, you don't belong here anymore because we're trying to gentrify the area, we're trying to push people out, and now the rent is like $6,000 to have this single bedroom apartment in Manhattan.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
and you're just staring at it, be like, man, I used to have a room right there.
That used to be me.
Yep. Just another one of these people, instead of being the main character like I am. Man, crazy.
Yeah.
I feel you, Jeff Rosenstock. I'm also the main character. This is track 5. This is Wave Goodnight to Me. I didn't have like an immediate way to get into a segue for that one, so I was like, fuck it, we'll just
go
radio style.
I used to walk out to the docks in spring and drink tall boys on the rocks by the water under the watchful eye of day glow craze.
This is definitely the most kind of like ska-esque song so far on here.
Yeah.
I might be misquoting this one, but I think this one's about like a venue he used to perform in all the time that got like closed down. I think that's a good
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which is kind of similar to like the last track where it's like, hey, the area's changing because they're trying to be more hip.
Well, yeah, it seems like you were saying the album before this, he was more like sad and pessimistic, and now it seems like he's accepting things. He's probably now, having accepted where his life is, able to now look back and be like, man, that did used to be me, because I've accepted where I am now, and like seeing you can kind of like see the forest and the trees at that point.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that's like the same for a lot of places. I mean, how many places that we used to perform at that got shut down during the pandemic alone? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Times change, and I guess you got to just be able to accept that. But it does still suck. It does still hurt whenever you. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, change is always difficult, but you know, it's inevitable. It's got to happen.
Yeah.
And the only time that you don't change, there's no way to get this phrasing right. there's no way to do it. I can't shoehorn this one in there either.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I didn't have to deal with this at all. I wish I was just dead. Oh, to be a ghost.
Oh my god.
I'm tired of circling.
This is true punk fashion. This one's all about like politics and stuff, about how people don't care about like police brutality. They don't care about this and that unless it's like a hashtag, unless it's a meme, unless it's yeah. They want you to die. You know what I mean? They want you to be a ghost in order for us to care. And that's the same thing that we've seen a lot of.
Yeah.
Very performative, I would say, about a lot of people. Like post a black square if you care, and it's like, okay, how about we just do something that actually matters instead of
exactly.
Posting
Do the
something.
easiest possible thing to prove that you're a good person.
Yeah.
Hate's not a fad that dies with its vigor.
And we're all suckers still. We're all like, we all do the same thing though, you know what I mean?
I absolutely posted a black square and then took it down. I heard, you know, there was the discourse, like there was the whole like, oh, support, and like put it up, and then there was the discourse that surrounded it. It was like, this is so performative and such bullshit, and like it's not actually helping anybody.
Change your profile picture to a black image, you know what I mean? And then it's like, well, when do you change it back? Like, we didn't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, okay, bro. How long are you gonna keep like the?
It's like when you change it back, it's like, oh, I guess he doesn't care anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it's about time.
No, it's just not trendy anymore. I wonder that too.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee there's been people out there that like posted the fucking black square and then at some point deleted the post. you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I am that person.
You're like,
I
I'm the thing
100%
that.
like changed. Yeah, I changed my profile, and then like I learned, you know, I people talked about it, and I was like, yeah, you're right, that is fucking stupid, and I like deleted it entirely. I was like, fuck, like back to what I had before, which was the Incredible Hulk. So it was just a big green square.
Just Optimus Prime that's 49ers for some reason.
All right, track 7. This is is this like a skit or something? It's only 38 seconds long.
No, it's like an intro to the song after that. They kind of like fade into each other.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. All right, well then we'll just go. This is Pietro, 60 years old.
Yeah, just picture me in 2016 just laying on a bed crying while playing this on repeat.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not cool.
Oh man.
It's like me playing Lord Huron's The Night We Met. Just like crying into a pillow.
Took a lot of naps that year.
Yeah.
That seemed to be like the easiest. And then it fades into the next one, which is I did something weird last night. This is one of the few, like kind of like love ones. This is kind of about like being on the road and not being able to like, oh, you meet somebody that you like a lot. Oh, I live in a van. Like, do you want to come back to the van and make out with me there? Because that's yeah.
Yeah, I'm in like a shitty hotel.
Yeah.
Come back to my Motel 6.
Yeah. That's gotta be rough. I mean, fortunately, I don't have to deal with the same things that he's dealing with, but it's like, yeah, meeting a girl that you hit it off with, or whoever, like, and then having to, like, I won't be in the city again until the next tour, 2 years from now. Like, how much do I actually like you? Do I wanna, like, come, I don't know. Yeah, it's gotta be a rough one, huh? Just long distance in general. Yeah. How long are you guys gonna, like, text each other and pretend that it's gonna be something, you know? That's,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Then you then reinstall Tinder and
Oh, I wish I didn't have Tinder on my phone right now.
especially when it's like not like in your wheelhouse to do that kind of stuff too. Like I don't talk to girls after shows ever. You know what I mean? So that's the title. I did something weird last night. You know, like
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Life is so difficult.
Yes. all because you're just trying to be somebody, trying to make it with like your passion. So you're foregoing.
My best here, guys.
That's what I did in 2019. I tried to do as much stand-up as I possibly could, which was it came out to probably about like 6 shows a week, I would say, which is
damn.
Yeah,
nice.
Which is hard, especially when you're like not in like New York or LA. Which have shows every single night, and very difficult. Ruined like relationships with like friends and stuff because they'd be like, "Oh, we're all hanging out," and it's like, "Okay, yeah, I have to go to a show again." Like, do you guys want to come to the show? It's like, no, we've heard your jokes before. Like, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So went through a breakup.
This album is like so fucking. Like adult angst is the best way to put it because it is absolutely that. It is all of these, you know, when you listen to like you said, Blink 182, it takes you back to those memories of being young and feeling those feelings. You're like, man, that, you know, I still relate to all that stuff. And then you listen to this, you're like, fuck, this is literally just going on with me right now. Like, fuck.
Yeah. It's not always about like falling in love with a girl at the rock show. Sometimes it's like, hey, I got priced out of my apartment in East Side Manhattan, and now I drive by sometimes when I'm back in town to stare at where I used to live. Yeah,
it's a living, as the Flintstones animals would say.
Yeah.
We're gonna take the last break real quick, and then when we come back, we're gonna go through the rest of this album. Don't worry, we'll be back. See what I did there? Hang on, I'll see you soon. We're back, and it's time to go through the final few tracks on Jeff Rosenstock's Worry. I really like this album so far.
Me too, man. I'm digging it.
Man. I'm glad you guys are digging
lyrically
it. I guess
and musically.
I guess it would suck if you guys were like, trash. This is trash.
Well,
you have bad music taste, bro.
So far, there hasn't been like an album that I fucking hated. Like, my friend Max brought on a dubstep album that I was like not super into, but I didn't fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Huh. I guess that's just all about stories then, I guess. You can't really like dive into the lyrics, right? But
yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, what happened during this, or like he knew a lot about. If you want to hear the episode, check out episode with Max Weinstein, featuring Skrillex's Recess. It was mostly like talking about. He knew a lot about like the history of dubstep and like electronic music in general, and then like I don't know. It was fun. We made it fun. It was funny. You know, it's comedy. I promise it's good. Please, everybody, go listen to it. Please listen to it.
2012, 2011, 2012, something like that. I was so glad that Odd Future got popular because then all of my friends stopped listening to dubstep. So I was just like, thank you, Tyler, the creator. You made all of my friends forget that because dubstep. No shade to Max, your buddy, but dubstep's pretty awful in my opinion.
Yeah, I when it like came out when Skrillex started popping or whatever. I thought it was like okay, I can get down. I like so much different music though that like I can get down to almost anything. Okay. But it's definitely a genre that I don't. It's not in my playlist on my Spotify. I don't have a lot of Skrillex and Deadmau5 on my. Yeah.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah. The next track on this album is we're going to NPR mode.
That's gross, huh? Terry Gross, guys. Is that a good?
Terry Gross, yeah. The guy Ira Glass. Right. This American Life. This song sounds like it would be a fucking Skrillex song. Like this sounds like it has like a dope drop in the middle of it. This is Blast Damage Days. Very much not a Skrillex song.
Just immediately
So
picks the guitar.
Ooh.
Oh, it's Jethro Tull.
Folky.
In fairness, it did have a dope drop.
Yep.
Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward, just about how things going on in the world are very unchill. And there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. That's pretty much the whole theme about this. I mean, it's called Worry. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the theme for the entire album is just things aren't good. How do we deal with it? How do we
stuff's just not bussing.
Some people write sad songs about it. Other people write dick jokes about it. So I mean, hey, we all cope in different ways.
We're all just coping.
These drums are going on this. This is dope.
This is the most like punk, like pop punk sounding song so far.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like for someone like Rosenstock, like the older he gets, the more you probably feel out of place in punk rock. So I kind of get that too. Like, you ever see like a really old comic who's like, "Oh, you're still at the open mics, bro." Like that's, I mean, good for you, but also like, huh? I wonder if like I'll still be doing the same thing whenever I'm like 65. Like, you know what I mean? Still going out to the mics. Like still out there grinding.
I see that. Yeah. And you're just
I mean, more power to you, especially because like you're still hanging in there. You're still trying to
for
stay
sure.
sharp.
Oh,
but,
totally.
Yeah, but
especially like if you have like other stuff going on too.
Oh yeah, and just feeling kind of out of place in a scene that's like always younger people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I man, sometimes I feel like I've reached that point, like when there's too many college kids in the audience, and I'm just like, I can't. You guys see TikTok today?
Yeah,
like there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
Because I used to have a joke where I would try to reference like a newer musical artist, and this was like in 2017, 2018, and the newest musical artist I could think of was like Britney Spears. I'd be like, fucking Britney Spears. I was like, fuck, like I couldn't, because I never would like write down. I'd never like do any research and like be like, oh no, JoJo Siwa or whatever the fuck. Like,
I always wouldn't look anything up. You guys ever wonder that too? Like, at what point in your life will you give up on trying to find new music, and you're just gonna like, I'm just gonna listen to the same albums I've always listened to? Because it seems like at a point everybody does do that. Oh yeah, you're just like, I'm done finding new music. Huh?
I'm still definitely finding new music. I still listen to like stuff from that came out this year.
Yeah, I have some friends that I consider them good close friends, but they're like older. They're like late 40s, early 50s. and
Yeah.
they listen to the same we listen to Metallica and we listen to like Kiss and we listen to Guns N' Roses, and it's like, like there's some cool music that's out right now. Like at what what age did you give up on trying to find like new artists? I don't know.
There's even like new music that sounds like that music.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
What's that band that sounds like Led Zeppelin, but they're not Led Zeppelin? You know what I'm talking about?
Greta Van Fleet.
There you go. Yeah, those guys. It's like, yeah, you guys would probably love
And then
this,
there's
but
another
you'll-
band called Dirty Honey that sounds like Guns N' Roses crossed with like a better band.
Oh, all right. A better band.
But like they're pretty dope. They definitely make me want to bang on the door.
Ooh.
I take my opportunities where I can. Oh, this
There
is the
it
punkiest
is.
song so
This is
far.
punk.
Yeah, the
You
back
let, me,
half.
you let me blow my load by saying that last song was the punkiest song. You didn't tell me this shit was coming up literally next.
It gets heavier actually. There's a couple like these. The next 3 tracks are pretty. Like this one's pretty punk rock. The one right after that's very like ska, and then it goes into like really aggressive stuff after that.
This kind of guitar is always so fun to play too. Like almost kind of sloppy, just fast, just like it's just fun.
Yeah.
Just
Dude, that
just
bass line
moving
is
power
dope,
chords.
too.
This song's about like how like one paycheck decides whether or not he can like live in his house. You know what I mean? Or live in his apartment. You know what I mean? Like one thing goes
Yeah.
wrong, like one medical expense. You're gonna have to start making a GoFundMe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the system that we've put in place, and it's like that kind of sucks. Like if you have one medical bill, you might just end up dying because you can't. You can't afford it.
I saw a video where there was some, not journalist, but some person was in, I believe the UK, and they were asking them how much they thought different procedures would cost in America, and then told them how much they actually were, and the people were so under every single time and were blown away by the reality of it. Like, and some of them would guess high on purpose, like to try to be like, oh, maybe it's the, like they'd be like, oh, how much do you think it costs to have a pregnancy, to have a child, so like to have a delivery? And the person, they'd be looking at each other and they'd be like, oh, like talking, you know, oh, like $1,000, $1,000, and they'd be like, no, it's America, you got to go high. And they'd be like, okay, $10,000, guessing that it was, you know, that they were way higher than the actual thing, and the person would be like, nope, it is $38,000. Like,
I Venmo'd a friend today because they posted a thing about how like they couldn't afford their medical bills. He's in between jobs right now, so he drives for like DoorDash and stuff like that. And he goes, I had to go to the hospital for like my lungs were filling with liquid, and I can't afford this bill. So like one of my friends made a post that was like, hey, here's his Venmo if anybody wants to help donate. And I sent him like a couple bucks. So it's like, that sucks. Like this is you have
to fucking crowdfund your health.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Seriously.
A Kickstarter for a living.
healthcare.
Talk about kickstarting my heart, right?
Yeah. So, man, these puns, I regret saying yes. I'm just kidding. I'm joking, guys.
Oh man, I'm having a great time. This is this is a
great.
fun album. Speaking of the album, it is now time for the next song. That song is called Rainbow.
This is like the ska one, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Ska's back,
this is
baby. I don't
very
care what
ska.
anybody says.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
And this one also fades into the next track too, which is super aggressive, which is sick, because whenever he performs it live, he'll do this song and the song after it together, because you know it's gonna happen. So it's like, oh, it's ska, we're bouncing around, we're having fun, but you know like the heavy one's coming right after this.
Oh nice. I love that. Like, yeah, I talk about it probably every episode, but my favorite band being Fish. They have pairings like that. There's a song called The Horse, and it always goes into another song called Silent in the Morning, and that just happens every time.
That's it.
So they play The Horse, and you're like, all right, well, I know what the next song is too.
Yeah, this is another song about eviction. So obviously, whatever Jeff was going through when he wrote these, he was probably worried about losing his home.
Yeah. When you got no money.
Yeah. Please don't take my home away. And then we're about to start circle pitting here in a second.
It's cool that some of the more like kind of like quote unquote dancey songs are deeper in the album. You would think like you'd want to open with that, but I like that it's like giving you something for getting through the songs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, dude. This is Planet Luxury.
yes.
Damn. Yeah, it does get a little heavy, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love this.
You want more?
Yeah, consumerism, greed, no matter what, like, we still want more and more and more, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow. And then, I mean, let's just take a second here.
Ooh, yeah. Let me get a breath real quick. Oh,
That was
awesome.
That was awesome.
And these tracks kind of have to go together because he's talking about like Bang the Door, that's like him losing his home, and it goes right into another track about eviction, then it goes right into a track about like greed and consumerism, like, and then it goes right into this one after this next track's called Hellhole, which is like
No, Mike. This song is called Hellhole.
but and this is kind of like the resolution to those last like 3 tracks, which is like, well, we don't want to live inside a hellhole. We can change things if you want. Like, we just have to be more like, you have to act on it. You can't just post your black square and then keep scrolling by. You have to actually like do things in order to change anything. Otherwise,
I feel like we're also listening to like the Rent soundtrack.
Yeah.
There's a song down here
521,000
called
something. Yeah.
This is Hellhole, which it came in from the last song, like kind of faded into this.
They've plucked us from the life we're living, with no fucks given and profit
Yeah, so
from the pain.
These big
Forcing you
companies that are throwing these
to
festivals that we're all trying to get on, we're trying to get on, like, whatever your art is that you're trying to do. They don't care. Like, you're one paycheck away from losing your entire like house, car, whatever it might be, and they don't give a fuck, man. It's just part of the system.
Yeah, it's,
Very
like,
punk
it's
rock,
literally
man.
just
Fight the
designed to
power.
be that way.
Yeah.
This is a very like cinematic song too.
Yeah. Really pretty. And all these songs aren't that long. Like, I see how you can just, like, very repeatable of an album.
Yeah.
Started over.
There's 17 tracks on this album, and it's 38 minutes long.
Damn.
So an average length of 2 minutes a song, with most of them being
about
shorter
right.
than that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Man, I like that song also kind of gets like heavier towards the end too.
Yeah, it builds up.
Man, it's
Man,
fun.
that
It's
was a
crazy
cool
how like
run.
what was that, Nick?
That was just a cool run of songs, how they just bled into the next one and just like go, go, go.
Dude, that's exactly, yeah. Like it started off like, I don't know. They really packed the what it feels like the meat of the album into the back of it.
Yeah.
I did.
Pack the meat into the back of it. Clip it.
That's a Saturday night for Ricky, if I've ever heard of one.
No, I totally didn't take a dab during the last break. No.
Yeah, I watched you milk it, bro.
Yeah, it was heady and another pot word. That's also that's a way you can spot a narc right there. People who call it pot. No one calls it pot anymore. My mom calls it pot.
You want to go smoke some pot?
Why is it called pot? As a weedsman yourself, what's the etymology on that one? Do you know? Have you ever thought about it?
I've never thought about it. I mean,
feel
I
like
get why
I'm
it's
high
called
right
weed.
now. Yeah, weed makes sense.
Cannabis is what it is.
Yeah. Marijuana is how they tried to make it sound foreign so that you want to make your kids go to rehab for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and also to get rid of the Mexicans that had helped build a bunch of William Randolph Hearst was not a good person.
No,
He's a jerk.
Kind of a dick.
Sorry, I listened to a little bit of punk music and I get all lefty.
Hey, that's the point, man. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine how lame it would be if like alt-right punk rock. That would be fucking awful. Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
God.
it exists. It's garbage.
The
Like
skinhead
there's
stuff,
a band called I'm not even gonna say the band. But there is like a skinhead band that's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And I've heard, oh man, you ever have like a friend when you're younger and then they move away for a long time and then you meet back up like years and years later and they've very much changed and then they show you a band that they like and you go, uh-oh, this is Nazis.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely exists.
That
That's why
happened to
the dead Kennedys had to write songs about it to be like, get out of our scene.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. This next song is from the title I can tell you that it's about somebody being really excited for my birthday because it's only 8 days away. This is June 21st.
Boom, boom.
June 21st is summer solstice. So I feel like that's
Yeah, but that's not what it's. No, it's about them being excited for my birthday on the 29th. Come on, give me this one thing. I have so little. I have to go back and sleep in my van.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's about summer. It's about they're excited that it's summer.
Probably like a metaphor of the
Hendrix's
summer.
birthday.
Like, hey, we made it through this like depressing winter. We made it through the depression. Summer's on the horizon. We can do it, guys. We're all in this together. High School Musical 2.
Man, you are a fucking emo.
Wow, here I am. 10, 12 years later, still getting bullied. Wow.
Pull up your skinny jeans.
Except this time my bully is concerned onlooker from the Eric Andre movie.
I wish that I actually had like billing in that movie.
Oh my God.
God damn it.
Check her IMDb credits.
I think my IMDb does have it. But
Does
it
it
also
really?
has. I think
But you
so.
added it yourself, though?
No, that one I didn't add. I did add my BuzzFeed thing.
What'd you do for BuzzFeed? You wrote an article for them or what?
No, I did a video with them.
Really? Huh. Well,
Yeah.
what was it about? I'm sorry I didn't read your Wikipedia page before doing this podcast, but
That's when I know I've made it. When I have a fucking Wikipedia page.
Mhm.
It was just about like having anxiety.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Yeah.
you're right about you do what you love, huh? if
Hey, man.
you
I'm a method actor, and so I've just been stuck in that ever since.
You're the Daniel Day-Lewis of getting anxiety and depressed. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's what I've always said.
Rick, were you in Fox and the Hound too?
No, it's someone's looked up my IMDb.
Are you on your IMDb right now?
He's on mine. It thinks that I did transportation for Fox and the Hound too.
Transportation? What?
It's an animated movie. What did I like? Shuttle some animation cells around? Like, I didn't. So somebody named Rick Storer, or I don't know, man. It's fucked up.
This is a weird way to find out that there was a second Fox and the Hound.
That's what you're taking from this?
Yeah, the
This is the
second
least
Fox and the
important
Hound.
thing.
How'd you find that out? Oh, I was on a podcast where they were doing dabs and
And looking up each other's IMDb pages.
sounds like a Saturday night to me. If ever I ever
Yep,
heard
this
one.
is real.
Yeah, we're gonna get too rowdy. Somebody's gotta call the fuzz.
Oh,
Man, these suck.
get that fuzz pedal out.
Yeah, this is some like this. The final countdown.
But it's hard not to sometimes when the innocent get slaughtered.
Yeah, I can't stand feeling violent, but it's hard not to sometimes when the innocent gets slaughtered and the guilty get a fine. I mean, just more punk rock, fight the power. Like, they set up these things in place
Yeah.
just to screw over people that are less fortunate.
Yeah.
Are you even making noise? All I wanna
And it's almost kind of messed up that like that's the punk cliche is like caring.
Right, like, is that we give a fuck? Like,
Yeah. That's the trope for punk rock is that we have empathy and care about others.
all these fucking punk rockers and their want for universal health care.
Yeah, why is it so punk rock to be against Nazis? That's a weird.
I
That's a
know,
weird
right?
thing.
Yeah, I think this song is just named after the pedal that he used playing it.
I'm sure.
'Cause that shit is fuzzy.
That's the real method acting right there. The fuzz.
Method playing. We've only got 2 songs left on this album.
All right.
And we better hurry up and get through them while you're alive.
when you're a ghost,
Ooh.
when you're a ghost, sit around and talk.
And I don't know if you guys are staring at the track listing, but there was that track we listened to earlier called "To Be a Ghost." ... ellipses.
Yeah.
And this one's finishing the ellipses while you're alive.
Oh,
Basically,
shit.
warm sun rays
Like,
that make
no one really cares. You might not think people care, like about you when you're here, but when you're dead, then that's when they start talking about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't get to attend your own funeral,
Yeah.
so
Unless
you
you're
never
Tom
know.
Sawyer.
Unless what?
Unless you're Tom Sawyer.
Oh yeah.
Tom Sawyer. Wow. There's a good track on the album before this one. It's what my tattoo is. But it kind of fits the same theme right here. He has a song on his previous album called "Years Again Alone," and it's about how it's like him waiting around his house, wishing that somebody would like hit him up, like hey, like check in on me, like see what
Yeah.
I'm doing tonight. But they don't, so instead he just gets drunk by himself. And this is
Oh man.
this is a similar vein where it's like, yeah, like when you're a ghost, then they'll sit around and talk about how much they liked you and how much they care, but they might not have ever said it while you were here. So I don't know, guys.
Yeah.
Checking on your friends, see how they're doing.
I
Yeah,
love the
you know,
moral. Yes, the message.
that friend that you haven't talked to in a long time that you think about and you're like, oh man, I should hit them up and see how they're doing, but you don't because you're like, oh, it's been so long, I don't want to get into a thing and it's gonna be a forever conversation about like what's going on and I don't have the energy. Just you don't have to do that. Just say what's up, was thinking about you, have a good one, and then don't have to respond ever again.
That's kind of like that's kind of playing
you
into
let
the
them
whole.
know.
That's kind of playing into the whole like main character thing, right? Like you might not check on your friends because you're too worried about your own stuff going on. Because we're all our own main character. I don't know.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah,
You really make me
about
think.
Hey, shout
maybe-
out to Jeff Rosenstock if you're listening to this, Jeff. Hey, you can't see this, but I'm holding up the metal fingers. Fuck yeah, man, rock on.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it too,
Yeah.
so that we all know that we're doing it. Oh, it's like we're all looking at the same moon. We've reached the last track on the album. I think this is a very good album closing song title because it's just like he's made this album and it's ready to go out and he just says, all right, this is perfect sound, whatever.
Yeah.
When I'm making for their respect, I wanna vent anything. When I'm shaken awake by
Yeah, you gotta end on something banging for
Yeah,
this album. I feel this
absolutely.
is great.
Yeah, perfect always takes so long because it don't exist. So hey, you might be your own worst critic. You might be overanalyzing whatever you're doing. Yeah. I feel like that's why we do anything, right? That's why we're chasing the dream, is because we want people to just be like, hey man, that was good.
Yeah, you just want, you know, it's like shouting that you exist out into the universe.
Exactly.
It's like, I'm fucking here. I am also experiencing this. Like, this is my expression of my experience of this thing that we're all doing.
Yeah.
Please know that I was here and pay me millions of dollars to be on Netflix. I mean, just mostly the first stuff.
I don't even want the millions, man. I'll just take enough to get by.
Yeah, but it would be
That's
nice
real,
if that was
man.
millions, right? You don't want to lowbar yourself.
I mean, Biggie said no money, more problems, right?
Yeah, but you know, I think it would be more comfortable crying in a Lamborghini than like
Rick's
Pinto.
van.
A 2021 Ford Focus. I'll settle for that, bro.
Can we do like a Camry? Can I do like a Toyota Camry instead? I prefer Japanese cars. That's the album. That's Worry.
Dude, that was awesome, man. I already got it loaded up on Spotify to listen to it again sometime.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeff Rosenstock, one of my favorite musicians. Yeah, check out his other stuff if you dug it.
Yeah.
Dude, I am putting Rainbow
Mm.
onto my playlist along with Planet Luxury.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's a good run. That's probably my favorite part of the album is that little like 4-track run that they have there in
Yeah.
the middle. Yeah, that's
From
good
Bang
stuff.
on the Door through Hellhole.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Hellhole.
Hellhole!
Man, dude, okay, Nick, what did you think?
Dude, I liked it, man. You know, starting off with the punk, I was ready for, or like saying that, you know, he's like a punk guy. I was ready for, you know, a lot of punk songs, but I love the variety. I mean, the punk songs
Yeah.
were great, but, you know, he got some great acoustic songs on there. Like I say, I'm a sucker for keys to do the
Yeah.
organs and stuff. I
The
mean,
dynamics.
really
yeah, I feel
cool. Yeah, this, I was not expecting to be super into this like I was, but I'm going to dive in a little bit more into the Jeff.
Well, hell yeah, guys. Yeah, I'm glad you guys
Yeah,
dug it.
this was-
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Dude, thanks for being here. Why don't you tell the people where they can find you?
Just my name, Mike Wooten, at Mike Wooten on most social media. So if you type that in, I'm sure I'll pop up. There's like some MMA fighter that's also named Mike Wooten, so he's probably the first result. But hey, I'm out there too.
You have to type in Mike Wooten minus MMA. You got to use Boolean search in order to find this motherfucker.
Yeah, true story. I think it was like Sarah Palin's like brother-in-law or some shit. I think he's also a Mike Wooten, so I think he might come up as well.
Oh my God.
God.
So yeah, there's the.
Why are there so many of you?
I don't know, man. It's not that common of a
crazy.
name. I feel like, but hey, you never know.
Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing this awesome album with us. Really appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It was
Thanks for having
awesome.
me.
And of course, thank you for listening. I couldn't do it without you. If you enjoy the show, share it with your friends. You know, we don't pay any money to advertise or anything, so we get around mostly by word of mouth. So if you like it, tell somebody and throw us a follow at SpinDocPod on all the things. And if you want to say something to us, or you got a suggestion or criticism, or you want to send us like feet pics, don't send us feet pics. That's at spindoctorspod@gmail.com. We love you. Thank you. And thank you, of course, to Pale Blue Dot for our theme For You off of the album Kingdom, Phylum, Class, Order, Family, Genus, Species. If you don't have the album already, what the fuck are you doing? Go get the album. As always, I've been Rick,
I've been Nick.
and we hope you've enjoyed your medicine.